When you grow up and live in a corrupt police state like Indiana and a cornfield county shithole like Dubois County, besides lots of animal abuse and I guess child abuse, um, you also see, if you're paying attention, you might see a lot of see some cop corruption. So this is a story of the time I was in a very small family-owned store in Dubois County. I don't remember the name of the store. I don't remember where it was now. I just can't remember. But anyways, I was at the store. There were three people at the store. There was the clerk, me, and a cop. I think the guy was a state cop. He was driving a brown unmarked cop car. But some people might say, well, it's probably a sheriff. But I think he was a state cop. I think so. It's kind of what it looked like. He wasn't wearing a full costume. I guess that was part of the unmarked business of driving around, be a little bit dressed down. But he was wearing the full gun belt, all the bullshit on there, the pistol and the whole deal. So I was in there to pick something up, and so I got whatever I was going to get, and the cop was standing at the counter to pay for whatever he was buying. And I don't know what his total bill was. I think the tax on it was, if I remember right, it was like $2 for the sales tax. So whatever his bill was wasn't that high if it came to 7%, and it was $2. So he's standing there, and there's the clerk, the people that own it, and this is a small family-owned business. This isn't Walmart. This ain't a billion-dollar outfit. This is a small family-owned business. So he gives the cop, the price that he owes. The cop starts paying, getting money out, and the cop says, "You can knock that tax off, right?" And the clerk said, "No, I can't do that." "Yeah, you can do that," the cop said. "No, I really can't." So the cop was trying to get a $2 or $3 discount. A little hero discount, because he's a cop, right? He's a hero, so he gets a discount. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. The cop said, yeah, you can do it. You can knock off $2. You can knock that off." And the clerk said, "No, I really can't do that." "Yeah, you can do that." And the cop put the money down minus the sales tax, took his stuff, and walked out to his car. And I'm standing there. I was standing like off to the side, about 8 feet away, something like that, 6 feet away. And the clerk had this reaction of look, this gesture, just like, man, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe he did it again. So I guess it had happened more than once with this cop or other cops that came in there and was ripping off this store by walking out without paying the full bill, giving themselves a hero discount. So this cop's standing there with a gun, and he's got half of his cop bullshit on him, Again, not the full costume, not the full clown suit, but enough that you know he's a cop. I think he'd been in there many times before, based on the way the clerk interacted with him. So the clerk was just like defeated or just like, you know, not happy. The expression. He didn't say anything. He just was like, man, I can't believe this guy didn't pay the bill, and he walked out. And the cop goes out to his car. So I stepped up to the counter and I paid for my stuff. And I did not insist on giving myself a hero discount, you know. But I wonder how many stores, how many little family-owned businesses, not only in Dubois County, but in the whole state, how many get ripped off by the cops like that, where they're standing there with a gun on their hip, with their, hey, look at me bullshit on their belt, you know, and their aggressive personality shit, little hyper assholes, insisting they get a discount, and then not taking no for an answer. I wonder how many, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars are lost every year in the state of Indiana by cops doing that to small businesses. I wonder. Because the business still had to pay the tax, right? He still has to give the tax money to the state. It's on the bill. So the owner of this small business has to now pay the sales tax out of his pocket because the cop didn't pay for it. So again, you know, I've been telling people over the years that cops are fucking scumbags, and they are. They're all criminals. They're a bunch of fucking criminals. Now, you might say, gee whiz, it was only $2. Yeah. No shit. So reach in your billfold and pull out $2. Tax-funded asshole. Cops are criminals. They're thieves. They steal stuff, they take things, and they rip off small businesses. Now, I'm not the only one that knows this, but people generally don't talk about it because they don't want to get targeted by these mafia fucks known as cops. And this shit's gone on in this country for 200 years. This ain't nothing new. Cops ripped off small businesses 50 years ago, 100 years ago, by just walking out and not paying. You know, people do that thing where cops are in a restaurant and then somebody pays for their food. Fuck these motherfuckers. Don't pay for their shit. These fuckers give themselves enough free shit at taxpayers' expense. They voted a law not long ago that state cops in Indiana, I don't know, maybe it's all the cops, they all get to keep their pistol when they retire from their extremely dangerous job as a little hero payoff. Well, wouldn't you know it, the cops, the gun company Glock basically will give police departments guns for free. And then they make it up by charging more to the public. You know, private people buy guns. And they mark them up to make up the difference. But that way they can go, hey, all these police departments use Glocks because they're great. Well, they use them because Glock give them for free, basically. So the state cops in Indiana could be using the very low-cost Glock, but since they get to keep their gun when they quit being a cop, they adopted the most expensive pistol on the market. That cost, probably around $1,000. They could get Glocks for free, which worked just fine. But since they get to keep the pistol, they don't want to take on that plastic thing they got for free. They want the most expensive gun that taxpayers still have to pay for. Because cops rip off people. Cops are criminals. Get it through your fucking head. For you people that hero worship these assholes, wake up. So cops, one of their little propaganda bullshit things is, they're for the working people. They're for the working class. Oh, they really? No, they're for fucking over the working class. They're for ripping off the working class. Ripping off people wherever they can. And then they go into small businesses, the working class, small family-owned businesses, and rip them off. Now, if you are ripped off by the cops or treated badly or whatever, well, don't bother writing to the Dubois Herald or the Dubois County Free Press to tell them about your experience, because they won't print it, because they are cop ass-licking fucking coward pieces of shit. Right? They want money. And they know there's no money, or they figure there's no money in victims of police abuse writing a letter to them and saying, here's what happened to me yesterday. They won't do that. They won't print it. Because they're fucking scumbags who want money. So the press, who's supposed to look out for the people and be a voice of the people and keep government in check and all that, they don't want that. They want advertising money, and they also don't want to get targeted by the corrupt cops. They don't want the cops pulling up behind them or harassing them when the cops read something in there that they don't like. It's a mafia. It's just like the mafia. The cops are just like the mafia. It's the same damn thing.
Growing up in an Italian immigrant neighborhood, the cops of Frank's childhood were fearsome and respected pillars of the community. But working in his father's shoe repair shop, young Frank witnesses something that shapes the man he will become.
Shining shoes in my father's store, this big police officer comes in and I give him a shine, and
Frank is honored to shine the officer's shoes. But when the officer leaves without paying or even thanking Frank, his respect for the law is shattered.
he walks out without paying, and I'm thinking, this is a policeman? This is not what I was taught, that they're our guardians. And the next time he came into the store, my father met him at the door. And he met him at the door and he said, "Good morning, officer. Do you want to shine?" And he said, "Yeah." And my father put out his hand and he says, 10 cents, pay first.
For the first time, Frank sees an ordinary man stand up to injustice and win.
my father.
Frank's father tells him something that will influence the rest of his life.
But he said, never run when you're right.
This philosophy is so ingrained in Frank that he knows he can no longer continue to turn a blind eye. He must act.
Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant. Parents are full of shit, teachers are full of shit, clergymen are full of shit, and law enforcement people are full of shit. This entire country is completely full of shit, and always has been. From the Declaration of Independence to the Constitution to the Star-Spangled Banner, it's still nothing more than one big steaming pile of red, white, and blue all-American bullshit.